Hello, people of YouTube. This is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are going to be talking about Dr. Stone. Yes, Dr. Stone is back. This is part 2 of Season 3, or Season 3, Episode 12 we are on. So probably going to get 12. We got 11 episodes for the first part. I'm assuming we're getting 11 or 12 for the second part. So we'll be doing these videos on Friday because this comes out on Thursday. It also comes out with Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm only doing one video per day at the maximum. So we are going to be separating this. We're going to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday. So Thursday is going to be Jujutsu Kaisen. Friday is going to be Dr. Stone. Saturday is going to be Spy Family, and Monday is going to be Rick and Morty, just for a schedule update before we get into the review. If you are curious about the shows I'm doing clips of, Rick and Morty probably going to end up doing clips because I'm going to be doing 2 full reviews and then 2 clips. That's most likely how it's going to be, or 2 longer videos, 2 shorter videos. Might switch it up here and there, but we'll see what happens. So, we start off with acquiring revival fluid. And now the question is, who do we revive? Nice little intro. You know, that I don't think I've ever really been a huge fan of any of the Dr. Stone intros or outros. I like the Jujutsu Kaisen outro, but not so much here. But essentially, he's like, yeah, we're just making small amounts of it, so we don't have enough time to revive like an entire army. So the goal is to revive Kaseki, so that way we can make other stuff, you know, for this battle. That's the goal here, ultimately. However, they are dumping everybody into the water because, yeah, they're just useless statues at this point. There's nothing they can do. So they decide they need Ryusui in order to navigate the tides to figure out where everyone is. So that is the goal. We're actually going to revive Ryusui first to locate Kaseki. However, being that he had a captain's hat on, the head of the, Petrification Kingdom, there we go, decides that, okay, someone among here must be in that group, or must have gotten away from them. So we need to figure that out. So he has all the ladies line up one by one to break off pieces of Ryusui. Kohaku is obviously getting angry, as she would. However, I believe it is Genro here. Let's see if I can remember names. It's been about 3 months since I've watched this show. And Amaryllis, I believe she's named after a flower. I could be wrong. I want to say that's her name. They're like, it's not really a big deal. You know, we can break Ryusui because we already know as long as we put all of the pieces back together, then we're good to go. You know, you put all the pieces back together, unpetrify the person, they're good, healthy as a horse. Pretty much any illness they have is gone too, which is pretty neat. So Kohaku just beats the crap out of it. She does clean breaks. She breaks the entire statue. And the reason she does this is because she's thinking, okay, if I do a bunch of clean breaks, the pieces will fit back together. There won't be any tiny little missing pieces. And it'll be fairly easy to do that. So then they use the little forerunners here, the little rats, to bring the pieces of him back one by one. And they get him back. They revive him. And then they're wondering, Gen is wondering, why is he not making the creaking noises, like what's happening here? And then Senku's like, well, because after a few thousand years, that would make sense. All the bone and the skin and everything has deteriorated, whereas in this case, he has just been asleep for a few days. So it actually gets rid of the petrification scars on his finger. So that is just a subtle detail. So everyone that's going to get unpetrified a second time is no longer going to have this petrification scar on them. It will disappear, essentially, because of how new and how fresh they have been petrified. So he is the first person to get unpetrified. So they decide to dive in the water. He thinks nothing of it, understands the mission, goes down there. You get to see Kohaku in a swimsuit. And they realize very quickly not going to happen. So what are we going to make? Some scuba tanks, some oxygen tanks. So he starts ripping apart the mobile lab, getting everything, and he's like, yeah, whatever, Kaseki will be able to build it back. I know he's going to be mad. It looks really, really terrible, but it works. And through a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, pumping it to get to 100 atmospheres, and keep in mind they're using essentially a bicycle pump, which is really only capable of 2 atmospheres, so they make a giant lever, as you can see up here. In reality, with the depth, they're going to get about 10 minutes of oxygen, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So they go down there, they're trying to figure it out. They end up locating him, following the current, find everybody, which is delightful. However, he is very sunken in the sand/mud at the bottom of the ocean. They're having a very hard time. They're running out of air. They got about 4 minutes left. They're trying to signal using Morse code. Again, being very good with Morse code, figures out that they are looking for the revival fluid. They don't know why, but the goal here is let's bring up Musclehead. Because if we get a guy that's super muscular to rip him out of the ground, we can wait a little while longer to get revival fluid in order to get Kaseki back up and running. So Taiju becomes, unpetrified. And his arm is broken off. However, really, we don't even need glue. So before we've seen them, glue all the pieces together. In this case, Sozu just holds his broken arm off, and it's enough to put him and make him 100% complete. So he's not missing an arm when he becomes unpetrified. I mean, theoretically, in a worst-case scenario here, if he was missing the arm, they could just repetrify him again, assuming that at some point they get the petrification beam, glue him back together, and then unpetrify him. That is something that they would have the ability to do, but not happening here. So they figure it out. He yells at him in a breath. The reason the revival fluid also worked underwater is because Ryusui used the scuba tank as a cushion of air, essentially a giant bubble, to blow around Taiju's face in order to get it on him to revive him. So that is the reason that they were able to do this underwater. If you normally open up, like say you open up a bottle of Coke underwater, not going to work. You're not going to be able to drink it. It's just going to slowly dissolve into the water. But Ryusui had a good idea. They were able to get all the pieces of Kaseki up. And there's going to be your end shot right there. I'm going to try to not spoil this. I'd really like... This might be the thumbnail anyway. I might make this the thumbnail. But maybe not. Maybe not, because we don't want to we don't want to give away too many spoilers. I'll figure out a different thumbnail. But, yeah. Got Kaseki. So, we're good. Next episode, what is it called? Let's find out here. The Medusa's True Face. So, not sure what that is referring to. But, regardless, I'm assuming that has to do with petrification. Because, Medusa turns people to stone. So, I'm assuming we're going to learn a little bit about that petrification beam. At least that's my best guess. Could be wrong. But, good way to come back. Solid 8 out of 10. Nice setup episode for the rest of the season. We know what's going to happen. They are going to get Kaseki. They are going to make better oxygen tanks. And they are going to revive the rest of the crew. That's what's going to happen. And then they are going to create... Senku's going to come up with some sort of plan in order to figure out how to get everybody together. They might even revive other people. Because, they've been dumping people off in the ocean that they petrified for years at this point. So, if they have the scuba gear and the proper equipment, they can definitely go down there, get all the pieces, put them back together, and make a slightly bigger army. Because obviously the people that are petrified are going to be very, very annoyed at the people that petrified them. So 100% they would immediately be on Senku's side. At least that's my thinking of it. But next episode, as I said, we're going to figure out a plan to get this beam. We're going to get everybody together. Maybe Senku's going to figure out how to make some sort of system that'll reflect the beam back at the user. I think that would be really, really cool to see. But other than that, I really do not know what's going to happen next. But as I said, you can expect these reviews on Friday. I am recording this as of Thursday night because the episode aired and I have some extra time. But you can expect these to be released probably sometime either Friday morning or Friday night. Sometime it'll be released Friday. I'm going to try to record all the reviews Thursday night, have them released Friday morning, so that way you can listen to me on your way to work if you're just listening, or you can throw me on while you're at work and listen to my review as well. Other than that, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. Like, comment, let me know what you want to see for future anime, cartoon-related content, and let me know what you want me to do. If you want to see just short videos, I can cut these bad boys down to a little under 5 minutes, or I continue with the long reviews. Both Jujutsu Kaisen and Dr. Stone, I was originally doing the long reviews. That's why I have been continuing to do the longer reviews. But sometimes the short videos get more views, so we'll see. I got to do kind of a mix-up, hope for the best, and hopefully I get enough hours to get monetized, because that is ultimately the end goal. I would like to get monetized, to get some advertisers on here, start making a couple of bucks. That would be very helpful, because extra money is always helpful. I've enjoyed doing a lot of these reviews, but now I'm going to be doing 4 videos, and it gets a little much. I have a guitar channel too. Got to plug the guitar channel. Check that out. Gray's Guitars if you're interested. And I'm already doing 4 videos a week because I'm doing 2 here currently. I was doing two on the anime and 2 on the guitar. Now we're going to be up to 6 videos a week, and it can get a little overwhelming to get everything together. But that's where we're at. That's where we'll end it. Thanks again. Subscribe. Have a good one.